Something's wrong, I feel it circling like vultures round my brain. Couldn't see the danger in your eyes. Draw me in, got me spinning now like water to a drain. You were perfect till I realized you hadn't shown your face. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart along. A siren serenade, you're ringing out your praise. Your lungs are wrecking, you know it's wrong. I was deaf to the ringing bells, wanting me to break, deafened by the sirens, soothing lies. I can't leave, I am in too deep, been sinking for a while, prisoner to the same thing I despise, devoted to a fake. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart along. A siren serenade, you're ringing out your praise. Your lungs are wrecking, you know it's wrong. It's over, same story. You lose to love and glory. It's over, same story. You lose to love and glory. You sing a pretty song to drag my heart along. A siren serenade, you're ringing out your praise. Your lungs are wrecking, you know it's wrong. It's over, same story. You lose to love and glory. It's over, same story. You lose to love and glory. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? The demon living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Good morning, my little coffee beans, and hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you had a good night's rest. I know I did. I don't think there was anyone streaming last night, so I was able to actually get in bed. Is that D-Max singing? No. I bet you could. We need to work on getting D-Max to sing. He does everything else so well. We can get him to do a little singing for us, right? I think he's holding out on us, Ren. I think he's holding out on us, brother. Yeah, I had a restful night, man. Nobody was streaming. I actually got in bed at a decent time. Yeah, I was able to actually, work on my thumbnail and kind of get the show put together at a decent time. So, I don't have any of our little funny pictures this morning, but that's okay because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of talk. There's a lot of things that happened yesterday, right? Let's just get right into it, okay? Change the screen. There we go. Okay. So, if you don't know who this is TommyC. He has a channel on here called Shot from the Point. I have been following Tommy, supporting, I guess, a bit of channel member of his for. I've been following Tommy since about 2016. even really just right before the whole baited thing started. But um, anyway, Tommy puts out this video back yesterday morning. We'll just go ahead and watch this, and then we'll go from there.
So I'm off for a week because of bullying and harassment of Angelica Olds. I checked it out. There's no bullying and harassment as it comes to YouTube's TOS. We don't make fun of her intrinsic traits. We don't even prolong our insults that we did make, like dummy, stupid, can't make a point. That doesn't make sense. That's what me and Jeff did. It never got into her looks. We didn't throw any Polish racial slurs her way or anything like that. We criticized harsh criticisms of her silliness, the fact that she didn't make sense, and we asked the question if she was violating YouTube terms. Not that we wanted her to get struck or anything like that, because of the sheer amount of videos that she made of Gabby Hanna. That's right, we thought it was stupid that she brought up Kanye West and again somehow dragged Gabby Hanna in, which I think she made upwards of 50 videos on. It could be in the hundreds. I'm not sure. So I was wondering, did she violate a policy? Well, I know what policy that is now. It's called bullying and harassment. The same one I've been hit with right now. Now, bullying and harassment constitutes stalking, multiple videos, things of that nature. Something that I certainly haven't violated with Angelica Olds, considered I've only made about 3 videos in a 3-year period. That's 1 a year on Angelica Olds, when she's been absolutely silly and, yes, stupid and dumb. She's not dumb because she's a woman. She's a dumb woman. And I mean, it's objectively true. You got to watch her content. She doesn't make any sense. She doesn't do any research. She doesn't even watch the news or read. I mean, it's beyond clear. So these are the criticisms that we made from her. I'm down for 7 days. I think I put in a pretty good reply. Hopefully we get back up sooner than later. Last time we got up a little sooner than later. And I'll see you in 7 days on Shot from the Point. Bye!
Okay. So as it stands right now, Tommy has a strike for bullying and harassment, as he stated eloquently in his Twitter video here. Last night, there was a glimmer of hope because when Tommy originally put this out, he said he had applied. Well, Twitter responded, and Twitter said no, they rejected his appeal. And then, of course, there was some pressure levied. There was several people that tweeted, tagging YouTube in it and so forth, trying to escalate the situation, trying to elevate the situation to maybe get somebody. I've been in the IT industry, right? So technology, right? I've been in it for over 30 years, and this is how it is, right? So you have people at the bottom tier of any organization that provides any type of technological services. These people are laymen's, is the best way to put it. They may have some technical abilities, but for the most part, they have a script. They have a step-by-step procedures of things that they're supposed to do. And they're not really allowed whatsoever to deviate or to vary away from these procedures or steps, right? And so that's like your tier 1, okay? And then, of course, you sometimes can get that escalated to like a tier 2, right? And these are people who have a little bit more leeway, a little bit more control and so forth to be able to do things, right? And in providing service, and I'm fixing to just shit all over a company here, but so be it. Back in the day when I was doing warranty work for Dell, they were the absolute worst. The company I worked for had a contract to do warranty work for Dell. And so the way it would work I would get a call, a service call, go and replace a piece of a component, PC or whatever, laptop. Have to go in, replace it, and that was it. Now, hang on here. What's this? Hang on. Tommy gave me a call here. Let me join the call here. Good morning, Mr. TommyC. How you doing this morning, bud?
I have big news. First of all, I've heard from Angelica Oles.
Oh, okay.
First, she told me that I think I'm more important than she was. I am, because she sent me a picture of her copyright strikes within her YouTube channel. And of course, it was bare. She filed no copyright strikes, which absolutely proves that the thing that was taken down, the title was "The Dumbest Woman on YouTube," right? So she proves to me she's the dumbest woman on YouTube, because I never said it was her specifically. I said it was her or a fan, and I never claimed it was a copyright strike. It was a community guideline strike. So I quote tweeted that and pointed it out. But I have good news.
Okay.
YouTube took a second look at it.
Yeah.
The strike has been removed.
Well, that's great, man.
The stream is back up, but I took it down immediately.
Sure.
Because let's just say I don't trust Angelica Oles. I don't know if she has anything to do with it or not. This could be easily dropped in a Reddit thread or easily dropped in Discord or something like that.
100%.
So, yes, I should be streaming tonight. I should be talking about it. I don't know, for the record, I don't think I ever said that Angelica Oles had anything to do with it. I think it's reasonable to be suspicious about that. I said it was her or a fan. I think that covers the suspicion. Yeah. And, that's it, Jack. And I just also want to point out, after this stream came out in October, Angelica Oles took down the original video that I was criticizing about her.
Okay. So this is a video clear back in October?
Yes.
Because I was scratching my head, because I was like, I don't remember Tommy even talking about her in the recent...
Yeah. Well, she did a video where she tried to desperately tie Gabby Hanna into a Kanye West situation back in October, and it was just really amusing. Now, there was some edgy stuff on that show, but not out of my. I did watch the show over. It wasn't out of my mouth. It was mostly donations and callers. Now that the show was a bit, but none of that was directed towards her.
Yeah,
none of that was, because the strike I got was bullying, cyberbullying, and harassment. Well, it couldn't be harassment because there's only one video, was one and done. And like you said, you couldn't even remember it. Yeah. Cyberbullying, I mean, I covered all the things. I made the harsh criticism. I moved on. I didn't make fun of her traits or anything like that. Everything was covered. I didn't make repeated videos, which she's guilty of. That's the one thing I did do. Yeah. I asked, like, what is it covered to make like 50, 60 videos on somebody? Well, it's covered under cyberbullying and harassment. Yeah. And that's the thing they clipped me on. And because it's just repeated videos. And I'm not saying strike her down. I'm just pointing out that it's ironic that I got a strike for that. So I got a strike. It was appealed. I talked to YouTube behind the scenes. Sure. And they gave it a second shot. That's all we could ask. Yeah. But I am a little nervous.
Sure.
Let's say it's not Angelica Oles. Yeah. There is some stuff on this particular stream, so I'm thinking about re-releasing it, just the criticism. Yeah. Just so I can't get picked on. There is another possibility that could be somebody like Futuristic Hub. There is a possibility that could be like a Brit Bong. There is a possibility that was just a rando that put a bullshit a statement. It is a possibility that there's another YouTuber that I've created, somebody with a check mark or something, somewhere where they'd actually look at the flag, whether it be just a rando. So there's all these possibilities, not just Angelica. What's probably more than likely is a few of Angelica's fans found it and put it in a Discord or something like that. So we're back up. I have my streaming capability back.
Right.
I will be streaming tonight. I think I'll be streaming tonight. And all that's been taken care of.
You know, the thing that was a little bit alarming to me on this time was that what happened to me was very Twitch-like. You know what I'm saying? Because Twitch is real touchy about that.
It did. And then we have new people in charge of the company.
Yeah.
So I just tweeted Angelica, and I'm super happy that she proved me right as being that she is painfully stupid woman, and I think that's fair to say. If I can't call her stupid, I'm not saying women are stupid. I'm saying she's a
No,
stupid woman.
yeah,
She
her
is a
specifically,
painfully
yeah,
stupid woman.
yeah, her specifically,
Like,
sure, yeah,
I didn't even make any like dumb Pollock jokes or anything
yeah,
like that. I don't think that would have been fair. It'd been
yeah,
funny, but not fair. I
sure.
mean, I didn't do anything like that.
You know,
But she's quite possibly one of the. And I'll tell you, I know somebody talked to her when she got in trouble with the commentary community before.
yeah,
Nothing sunk in. And
no,
I think you know who I know I'm talking about, but I don't want to
yeah,
bring up his name. Nothing sunk
yeah,
in, and this
yeah,
person is nice. He can
sure,
talk to you. He can speak to you calmly,
yeah,
respectfully,
yeah,
and he was telling me nothing sunk.
no,
Nothing. There was only A. There was no B. Forget C or D. You know.
well, Tommy, and to that point, right? We all have people in our lives that we've come across, especially guys your and my age, right? Where you
Mm,
come across somebody and they're maybe you're a little bit questionable if the elevator reaches top floor sometimes, and you sit there and you
yeah.
try to have a conversation with them, and they just have a blank stare, right? And you know
Yeah.
why? It's because they got oatmeal for brains, dude. The gray matter never firmed up. It's just mush up there. And there's no reasoning with these people. There's no logic. I mean, you cannot have a conversation, and it's not even a deal where, well, okay, you know what? We just don't see eye to eye on this. We're going to have to agree to disagree. No, 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 no. They have a position where you have to agree with their position, and if you don't, then that's when they start,
Mm,
you know, labeling you
mm,
whatever it is that
yeah.
they. So,
Sure.
well,
And
yeah,
again, I don't know if Angelica Doles had anything to do with this. I had done stuff on her before and nothing
yeah,
happened. I was a little suspicious considering the original video
yeah,
went down, that she took it down. And I think she took it down because of what I did and
sure,
and it just was so painfully stupid. And the other thing was, you remember when she lost her round, when there was a series of videos from the commentary community
oh
way
yeah,
back
yeah,
when it had to do with Gabby Hanna.
yeah,
I mean, Pete, she got they turned on her.
oh
So
yeah,
she out of nowhere, that was the thing in October of last year. It was like, Gabby Hanna, really? We thought you learned
yeah,
your lesson,
no,
you
they
know?
don't,
And no, of course not. It's
they
like,
don't,
come watch my video about Kanye West becoming a white supremacist. Gabby Hanna. When you click
yeah,
on it, it's really unbelievable. And it was, she said something funny, and this is just how dim she is. She said that somehow George Floyd got involved in this conversation.
yeah,
I don't remember the exact context, in fairness to her,
yeah,
but she goes, I guess someone or Kanye claimed that George Floyd died of a drug overdose,
yeah,
and she said that was debunked, and you would expect with a medical report, but no, that was debunked by the sentencing of Derek Chauvin.
yeah,
No, you would think it would be debunked because of a medical board, but she said
yeah,
because of an arrest and conviction, that's
yeah,
what made
yeah,
the overall. Yeah, but
yeah,
she's dumb as a rock. Like, really. I mean, and this is what happens in first world countries
yep,
when women are pretty. This is an upside of being good looking. I no hate to the ladies out
mm,
there, but if you're good looking, people will listen to you. They will, even
yeah.
if you have absolutely nothing to say. If you have a double-digit IQ, it doesn't matter. People are going to listen to attractive people. It's a reality. Deal with it.
Well, as Judge Judy says, beauty fades, but dumb, it's forever. Right?
It
So,
is, and I do. I want to see a reality show when she's about 50 years old,
yeah,
just as stupid and trying to
yeah,
carry on with life.
very good.
I'll be in my 70s or 80s, but I would really like to see that.
Yeah. Well,
I would really like to see life not being pretty.
you know what the bottom line is you've got a positive result on this, and that you got
Um,
you're able to stream, because that's what your channel is about, and if you can't stream, then it kind of puts you dead in the water. So
mhm.
I'm glad this got resolved for you, buddy. I really am, because
Yeah.
it's a
Well, that's
so,
two in a row. YouTube
yeah,
is yeah. I think what you were saying before. This felt very
twitchy.
Twitch like.
It really
This
really
felt
did,
twitchy.
and
It
that's
felt twitchy.
and
Yes,
that's
it
when
did.
I tweeted it out, when I was
Yeah.
retweeted your story, whatever, and I tagged YouTube, and I said, this really sounds real twitchy to me, YouTube.
All
Um,
right, I'm going to give some
so
advice for your audience. You get a strike.
yeah,
Use the wording in the whatever strike you violated, whatever thing you violated.
Yes.
Use the wording in the document. In other words, there's harassment and cyberbullying. Well, what do they say? Harassment and cyberbullying. Use that exact wording and say you didn't do it, and here's why. Send that in. If the appeal is rejected, try to get a hold of YouTube on Twitter. Right now, Nick believes this. I think this is more than likely true. I think it's a mixed bag of people that look at this stuff and they interpret things differently. So it really is a coin toss whether you're going to be rejected or not. And after after you get on Twitter, they do that. What you really want is they open DMs with you. And if they open DMs with you, keep them. And here's the trick, folks. Here's the tricks. And this is something I've stopped doing. You know that Twitter, YouTube account?
Yeah.
Don't badmouth them.
Yeah.
Do not badmouth them. I understand. Remember, the people that make those decisions are answering to their bosses. I was completely respectful and thankful. On 2 strikes, they've removed 2 since October for me. 2 strikes gone. Or one in the beginning of the year, one of the days. So be respectful to them, and they might help you because they're going to get a lot of shit from fans and stuff like that. So write your stuff. Use the wording that they use when you say, if it says harassment and cyberbullying constitutes A, you say A is not what happened in this video. That's what you do. If it's true, if you got nailed, you got nailed. It's on you.
You know what's frustrating to me?
What's that?
Part of my job, I have to administrate Google for my job, right? Which means I'm a Google admin. So I have access to all these tools through my work account, right? That I can get access. I can go straight to Google technicians, engineers, all these things, and have a direct communication with them and can get things resolved usually within just a matter of 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? It's boom, 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 right? We as content creators on this platform do not have a avenue which to do that. And I think that is ridiculous. Now I can understand them not providing that kind of avenue to like ever Tom, Dick, and Harry that's out here. But I think once you get to a certain size, maybe, you know what, when you meet the criteria to become a partner with them and the 1,000, whatever, they should have a access through your YouTube channel where you could open up a direct line of communication with them. We shouldn't be having to go through Twitter to get their freaking attention. I think that's ridiculous.
But you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll take what I can get. Second of all, the amount of people that qualify is probably too much for that company to handle in a whole. I mean, those are things really. Now you do have something like that once you crunch across the 100,000, the 100,000 mark, and people have had mixed results on that. I don't want to say that. I mean, in theory, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that because I don't know if they have the resources for that. And I got to be honest with you. YouTube doesn't make money; it breaks either. They're literally it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off, so Google can continue to control our lives. That's what it really was. So I don't know if it's feasible for them to do that, but yes, I would like that. But I think if people that qualify must be in the tens of millions.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's possible.
They wouldn't necessarily have to have like a quote live chat. You know what I'm saying? But they should definitely have an avenue which you are able to send them a message or whatever, and it's in a queue and it gets processed to where it's given a little bit more attention than. Because here's the thing I understand about the IT industry, right? When you file when you filed your appeal, Tommy, it went to like a tier 1 person, right? And that person has a script and they have to follow that script and there's no deviance from it, right? But if you had something like that, it would let you bypass that tier 1 and you kind of go to a tier 2.
Yeah, but then it's like the tier 2 becomes tier 1 eventually. Because I remember I worked in before. Then eventually because I started my computer career before the Army. I was a 56K moment help desk tech, and that moved to DSL. And when you do stuff like this, because I know because they had different tiers of when I was at AT&T or World Net, they had different tiers of stuff like that. Well, when you do something like that, then there's no difference between tier 1 and 2. So I don't know. I think it really just simply comes down to manpower. I don't know if that's feasible for somebody. But I'm just grateful we have something. There
Yeah.
is some truth in but everything you said was true. If you don't have influence or connection and you get a
Yeah.
strike, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It really
It is that simple. It is that simple. So it's important to, you get made fun of for like trying to get attention and things like that. That's the job. You're supposed to be trying to get attention. I mean, I suppose there's ethical and unethical and ridiculous ways of doing it, but you really gotta hope another YouTuber notices you. It really happened to me. I mean, and you want to be, for lack of a better word, noticed the right way.
Sure.
So, which can be difficult.
100%.
All right, I think so. Strikes off. Angelica's streams probably more than likely on tonight.
Okay.
I also did. Oh God, you know what I did? My computer issue is back, and we're very close to by. I streamed on the other channel the other night. Had no issues.
Okay.
We're gonna mess around with it later. So what I did, this is a last ditch effort. What I think is happening is the graphics card is either getting so hot, or it's at least tripping my motherboard, because I've checked the heat on this into thinking it's hot. And what happens is it's sort of like when you jump when you fall through the ice and all the blood goes to the heart. I think what it is, the motherboard is cutting off unnecessary stuff, and that's why it's intermittent. It doesn't, the internet doesn't shut off, it just blinks, so to speak.
How here's
what's that?
How long ago was it that you built your computer, Tommy?
3 years this month.
Okay. Have you ever cleaned it?
Of course. But all the minor stuff, skip.
Yeah.
We are beyond minor stuff with 2 years of this issue. Okay.
All right.
So we are beyond the typical yes. We have changed cards. We have changed Ethernet. It is not an internet issue. It is something's telling the externals that are plugged in to the motherboard to shut down to save the PC. Right? It's not binary. It's not shutting off. It's on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. That's what's happening. Okay.
It's throttling.
Nothing. The rest of it's throttling it in a weird way, and none of the rest of it. So we've gone through all the simple steps. My last thing was bad code left over from driver on top of driver after driver. I had read this thing that GeForce NVIDIA Experience is really an awful program that leaves tons and tons of code on your system, even when you do a clean install of a NVIDIA driver. All right. I found a program that when it cleans every bit of NVIDIA, every bit of code that has to do with graphic drivers. Right. And I found another program that's not GeForce Experience that downloads directly without all the crap. And you can take what you want in this driver, like what pieces of it. Right, not all the extraneous NVIDIA stuff, like that stupid fucking game capture thing that NVIDIA has. You only have to download parts of the driver. I did that, and so far I haven't had that problem since. I think what may have happened, and this is it though. Once this goes, it's new PC time. So that we're there. We're definitely there, because I could replace the graphics card, but what's the point? We're talking about $600. Might as well spend the rest. It's 3 years old.
Another.
See what I mean?
Another. I don't know about German dollars, but American dollars. You can build a PC for about $1,200 to $1,400.
Yeah, but I need power.
Well, the system I just built, which was I got the top of the line AMD processor at the time, and everything. I just built it first this year, and everything was like.
Yeah, but the thing is, I have extra. I mean, I need power. I got 2 monitors running, multiple cameras running, all that other stuff. So I need something that really can handle it, not only on the hardware side, but just I need the wattage as well. So, I got so much stuff running in there, so I need power.
Yeah, well, I put 1,000 watts power supply in mine because I'm in the same boat. So I got a question from JFA sending a donation. He has a question for you, Tommy.
Sure.
He says, has Tommy tried praying to the volcano god to purge his computer of harmful malware and gay porn?
Angelica is the dumbest man on YouTube thinks he can throw slurs around without getting community guideline violation. I think this is an admission. She admitted it. She admitted it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So anyway,
guess I. What was her original crate?
what's going on?
She just it looks like she just admitted it. She struck me down. I guess I am important. You'll see this in a
Okay.
second.
Yeah, I got up on the screen right now. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, she replied to your original tweet.
Yes. Yes. She said I didn't do it.
Yeah. Says maybe you think you're more important than you are, but I've never watched your
Yeah.
content, let alone taking the time.
You never watched your car that had it. She knew I said slurs.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, and the thing about it is
First of all, I didn't say slurs. Here's the thing. Here's how I know she's telling the truth. That somebody does say a slur. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I did take it down, because I thought once she found out it was back up, right? Once she found out it was back up, that they would target the slur this time. So like last time they went at harassment and cyberbullying. Okay. Yeah. Now they'll go after the slurs. Now I didn't say the slurs, right? A certain Danish Jewish girl said some slurs about Jews.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, though, right? I mean, because you're responsible for what goes on in your channel, whether you say it or someone else, right?
Like you said, I don't fucking know. It's going down. It's probably not coming back up. You know what it is? I might actually give the VOD to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about just giving the VOD to somebody, and they can upload it for posterity's sake. But I think it's going to go down and it's going to be re-uploaded, just because the stuff that I did was just legitimate criticism.
Sure.
Right. But she filed cyberbullying. She fired cyberbullying. She was not cyberbullied. It did not qualify.
So, question. If she filed a harassment, it would. See, this is copyright. This is like DMCA.
Well, here's the thing. She filed. Like, my thing was community guidelines. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I would show
for harassment. For harassment. For harassment. She goes, I didn't copyright strike you, even though I didn't copyright strike you. And then she says, well, you can't say slurs. The only thing on there that I found questionable was slurs not directed towards her at the end of the fucking show that a Jewish girl said. I mean, how's that different than a black guy saying the N-word? You know, that's all they had.
Yeah. But like, yeah, right. What she shows is if she'd filed any DMCA, right? Content ID claims. That harassment, I don't know if it even shows that, right? Because she wasn't doing a content ID. What you got was a community guidelines, which I don't think would even show up here. So I don't know. I'm not a smart man when it comes.
You got a community guidelines mostly because you didn't think your video was complied with YouTube. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, sister, it's back up.
Yeah. So anyway, well. The good news is Uncle Tommy gets to live to fight another day. So that's the good news. So
yeah, good. Well, and I think that she admitted it. I think she admitted it. If you got a community guidelines, she wrote me, if you got a community guidelines violation, it's most likely that she didn't comply with YouTube TOS. I guess I did, because it's back up. I guess I did because it's back up.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's back up.
If you haven't got that video downloaded, I would. Because here's the thing also I know from what they've told me, and I don't know if this is factual. Maybe you can tell. Maybe you can shed some light. That even though you have a video privated, that they can still come back and get you.
Well, yeah, they might. Yeah, maybe I could. Maybe I'll download it now.
Yeah, that might be.
I'll take down. Yeah, I think, yeah. She should. Let's see. I guess I did. Let's see. Here's what I wrote her. I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
Because it's back up, and I'll take your last tweet as an admission.
Yeah.
For trying to take it down. Trying to take it down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
All right. All the best. I'll take care of the rest. Take
Yeah.
care.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. And there we go, folks. The great uncle of the internet, Tommy C. So, um, anyway, so that's good news, right? That, Tommy's back up. He's back going. So that took a little bit different twist than what I had planned this morning. But I'm happy. I'm glad that it worked out. Because I had several little things that I was going to talk about, Miss Angelica O's, but mute point at this point in time, and we're going to move on. So, how many of you guys know who Sophia Rosing is? Anybody? So here is I'm gonna play a little segment of a video, and then we're gonna get into the update that is about this young lady. And when I say young lady, I'm using it very liberal here. Okay, I'm trying to be nice.
Disturbing cell phone video taken at the University of Kentucky shows a white student attacking and harassing a black student and yelling racist remarks.
Could you stop, please? No.
Authorities arresting 22-year-old Sophia Rosing for attacking.
That is Sophia Rosing. Okay, look at her. Isn't she just a little angel? No, she's not. Let's get into the story. So, last year, Sophia Rosing, who was 21, 22 at the time, had been out on a night on the town as you do as a college student, and she had had a few little drinky poos, and she came in back to the dorm. And if you guys have ever been a college student, you know that they have the student employees, right, in colleges that they hire, give them a little money in their pocket, right, and they fill certain jobs around campus doing different things. Anyway, the young lady in question was a freshman, right? And she was kind of like, I don't know what they call them. It's not the RA. She was kind of like she was at the door to make sure that, nobody was coming into the dorm at night when they weren't supposed to be. They had to be residents of the dorm, that type of stuff. I don't know what the name of it is. I never went to college, so I don't know, right? But before anyone makes any wisecracks like JFA, yes, they had colleges when I was of age to go to college. Shut your mouth, JFA, smart aleck. A PRA, maybe something like that. JC, yeah, possibly. Irrespective, she came in. She called the young lady, whose name is, hang on here. Let me get her name here just a second. I have it over here in my notes. Just a second. Kylah Spring was the young lady's name. She came in. She was combative, and she called her the N-word over 200 times, and she then wound up getting into a physical confrontation with law enforcement. As the police were arresting her, she said that she was supposed to receive special treatment because she was wealthy, right? Why not? She's a exterior wise, she was a very pretty young lady, but inside she's ugly as sin, right? And because she parents had money or whatever, she was supposed to be treated as a different way. Because of this, she was like I say, she was arrested for She's currently facing 4 charges. One of them is felony assault, which was against the law, police officer. She is also facing just third degree bad. Was a third degree. Oh, let me find it in this article. Hang on here. It's 3 counts of fourth degree assault, disorderly conduct, and public intox. Okay, so this happened back in November 6th of 2022. Let's see, what else was there? To just see here, there was something else that yes, she was expelled from the University of Kentucky, which is where she was going to school at, and she was banned from the campus. She was not allowed to go back on campus. Well, a bit of update occurred this week. She, like I said, she is facing those charges. The prosecuting attorney is proceeding with those charges, and if convicted, right, the felony assault that is going against the police officer, it can, if she's convicted on these, right, and there's no plea deals and there's no nothing, right, and if for whatever reason the judge says, decides to throw the book at her, she could face up to 10 years for the felony assault against law enforcement and 1 year, up to 1 year for each one of the 3 counts of fourth degree assault. Now, so 13 years, up to 13 years of incarceration. Now, let's get real about it. Let's get real honest about it, right? That ain't going to happen, okay? The little blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl, that's not going to happen. She probably will wind up with some community service, probationary time, and a slap on the wrist, maybe a heavy fine of some kind, right? Chances of her actually doing any jail time other than her overnight incarceration for public intox the night of the event, past that probably won't occur. But now here is where it really gets interesting, okay? Her mother, right, Sophia's mother, Sophia Rosing, started a petition because she felt like she had this feeling, right? She had a feeling that, or a belief that her daughter had suffered enough and that she should be given the opportunity to be redeemed and be allowed to go back to the University of Kentucky and finish her degree, right? She was a senior at the time, and her mother says that this has been unjust and unfair, and that, that she should not have to be punished any further. During this part of this here she says no one is she goes, no one is perfect, and no one, and okay, I can't, someone's cut out here, but here's what I want you, let me go back up here. I think this one here, okay. She says, no one is perfect and no one is above perfection. We all make mistakes, and no mistake should cost someone everything. Well, I disagree. I do believe there are some things that do cost you everything, because that little graph, the one where, the around, and then you find out, well, they came and they met for Sophia. Boom, right? She says Sophia is very remorseful for what she has done. She cannot take back or erase any mistakes made in the past, but she can learn from them and ensure that she doesn't make the same mistakes again in the future. There is still hope in resuming the track for everything she has accomplished with her education and brand new partnerships, and she needs support to pick up where she has left off in all this madness and in the bloodthirst. And then it's kind of cuts off, but I want to come on. What? Okay. But then you come down here, this is where the rest of it goes. Madness and bloodthirst. What is one word compared to someone's entire future? What is one word compared to somebody's entire future? Okay. So, of course, it's more of the video, whatever. But here's the problem. Okay. This is kind of a real touchy situation, right? I 100% believe that words are words and that people have a right to say whatever word they want to. But what we have to also understand is there is another side of that coin. There's a codicil, right? You could say whatever you want to, but what you're free to say whatever you want to, but you're not free from the repercussions of saying those words. There are, you will be held accountable sometimes, right? Like you cannot walk up to someone and start saying horrible things to them. It don't have to be racially charged. You can just be just being ugly to them, right? You can be saying hateful things. You can be talking about their children, their spouse, whatever it is, and all of a sudden, you get your clock cleaned, and you wake up the next day wondering what hit you, right? That is the repercussions of your actions, right? You're not. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's again the F around find out meme, right? Um, so she's banned and expelled from that campus. I don't know if that means that she cannot go onto another campus or hell, go to University of Phoenix and finish it online. Her credits transfer, whatever. I don't know. I'm not smart when it comes to all that. I've never had any dealings with it. So I don't know if you're expelled from a college, does that mean you lose all your credits? I don't know. I don't know how that works, right? But the problem is this young lady had a history of this. There was one of the articles that I read, and I don't know if it was in this one or not. Let's see. Um, let's see here. Okay. Which one? I thought it was this one here. Let me find it here. Because the article is long, goes on and on and on and on. Okay, yeah. Let me pull this back up here. It says here that a year before the vile racist incident, right? I'm reading right here on the article. It says Rosing had bragged to fellow students about her being rich. I'm rich as F, and you're obviously not. There was another article, but I don't see. Did I have it saved out here? Let me look at my notes, guys. Hang on a second. I thought I had a different article. But when she was in high school, there was an incident. Yeah, right here. It says it also comes after the Daily Mail revealed that she allegedly doxed a 15-year-old girl while they were in high school together, publicly posting that she would send nudes and falsely claim she had an abortion. Okay, right here. So, this young lady has had a history of thinking that she's privileged and that she's above everyone else and that she can say and do whatever she wants to. It sounds like to me she tormented people, her fellow classmates, even when in high school, going so far as, allegedly doxing a classmate or another student, putting out slanderous statements or personal information, maybe even. I don't know what the particular case was, just that she publicly posted that she was going to post nudes. Well, that's, if the girl's 15 years old, I think that's akin to what they call that, pornography, child pornography, right? Minor pornography, whatever. She falsely claimed that she had an abortion. So she's just a real teacup here. I mean, pleasantries, right? I mean, who would want to have her in her life going forward?
Hey, peepers.
Oh my God, that voice. It's the voice of an angel.
I
How
just
you
kind of
doing,
came in. I
Max?
snuck in the dead of the night.
Yeah.
How's it going,
man.
dude?
So we have some questions. My chat wants you to start singing, baby.
Singing? They want me
Yeah.
to start. Well, what do you mean? Singing like
I don't
the
know.
truth or?
Well, sure, but I think they believe that you have a voice that would go well for like music. Maybe they want you to start doing some cover
Fly
songs.
me to the moon
There
and
you
let
go.
me sail across the stars. Yeah, I could try it. No, I called in actually just because this is an interesting, rather interesting story to me because
Yeah.
I find it interesting when people get into hot water
Yeah.
in relation to like school type things
Yeah.
because I guess I don't know. I don't want to. This girl seems like a piece of shit, right?
Oh,
Uh,
100%.
Here's my thing. I don't love it when, the whole word police thing is the thing that like kind of throws me off. I think like her getting involved with like the legal stuff with like
Yeah.
the cops is much more of like an indicator of like, hey, bad, look, saying the word 200 times, I disavow, right? That should be easy to say.
100%.
Um, but at the same time, it's like words are words,
Yeah.
I don't love it, but
Nope.
that's just how it is. So now it's like for me, and especially with the context too, that apparently something like this happened in high school. So that means
Yes.
that the college actually like accepted her in knowing that that was the case. So
Potentially they knew the case. Yes, potentially. Maybe
he-
not necessarily. Because here's the
here's
thing
the
too,
problem.
right? Though here's the
Yeah.
thing, because if her parents
Yeah.
have money, let's just be quite honest with it, right? Money does afford people a certain privilege. Okay. And it's very well that they could have swept all that, made all that disappear to where it was expunged per se. Evidently the Daily
Yeah.
Mail here was able to dig it up, but
Yeah. I guess here. Okay. So there's a big difference to me between colleges and a job or like, where you work, right?
yeah,
Because one, you are paying and the other one, you are getting paid. And
correct.
what bothers me is that like I've seen a lot of stories where the colleges and universities come out and they're just like against the students as if like they have to disavow them because they like work for them. It's like I understand
Yeah,
that the students are a representation of the school, but let's be
yeah,
honest, like you pay a lot of money to go to these places,
yeah,
and I understand we're trying to breed adults. We're trying to make it so that these people will become like full-fledged adults and be
sure,
totally responsible.
sure.
But they are still in the learning acquisition phase. Like they're still school people.
Mm,
They're still like, you know what I mean? Like
I
it's
know
just
what
I
I
just
know what
feel
you're
as though there should be
saying.
a
I
little bit more leeway with these types of things,
yeah,
considering that they're paying into this. Like it's a
yeah,
service that they're trying to get. I even worked through like like the example in my head of like what happened. Okay, somebody's buying a cake and they come in and right as they're about to get the cake, the person's about to hand the cake to them, they say
yeah,
200 N words all in a row.
yeah.
It's like, do I think it's moral for that person to get kicked out and for them to not be, refunded or, well, basically, yeah, because it's college, it's university, not refunded the money. They get to
Yeah.
keep the cake and they kick the person out and tell them never to come back. It's like, that's basically the scenario that just happens. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I'll say this. I know. Let's remove the fact that she said the N word over 200 times. Let's just remove that from the equation. Other than it, I think it identifies that she's definitely racist, and I think
Yeah,
there
it's
are
a
some
character.
I
Yeah.
think there's some indications that maybe there was a little bit of problems with mommy and daddy at home too, right? So, but let's remove that. Let's just forget that she said that. Okay, let's address the fact that she assaulted the college employee. Okay, that student worker. She works for the college. That is a college employee. So the girl assaulted the college employee. She assaulted law enforcement. Okay,
Mm,
so those two things
okay.
right there.
That's a different context, yeah, 'cause yeah, that's
Because
fair, that's
because
fair.
we as a society, especially probably within and I'm gonna say the last 10 years or so, have gotten accustomed to, oh, someone said the N word, and that's all we fixate. We focus on, oh, they said the N word, or this person said the N word. Okay, let's look at a deeper lying thing here. That's bad. I'm not saying it's not, so don't
Yeah.
misconstrue this, guys. But she physically assaulted three people in total, right? There was the employee of the college, right? The student worker there that night. There
Mhm.
were campus police, which are also, guess what? The University of Kentucky employees as well, right?
Okay.
There were two of those law enforcement officers that was assaulted that night, right? And then you had a actual uh, I don't University of Kentucky, I think, is in Louisville. So then you have a Louisville police officer that came onto the scene, right, to arrest her and remove her because of the behavior, and then he or she, whichever it was assaulted as well. So you have three people,
Mhm.
three were technical, law enforcement, campus police, but
No, yeah,
still,
I
so
agree. That
yeah,
event sounds awful.
yeah,
I mean, it sounds like you can't come back from that. I guess.
yeah,
See, so it's annoying because
yeah.
based on the letter that you showed of the mom or whatever,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah.
I mean, she's going after specifically the
The
200 N
word,
words,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is like even when I called in, it's like, yeah,
yeah,
obviously the stuff that she did, like the violence, whatever, that
yeah.
is to me a much bigger, deeper
Oh,
problem than her
100%.
just being drunk and spouting
Yeah,
off her mouth because we don't even know. I mean, like
yeah,
it's hard because it even falls in a weird nebulous gray area for me. Like
yeah.
for assaulting the student who was like working as an employee, right? Because they're just like a dorm helper or something, or are they actually working for the university?
Well,
Am I
you're
understanding
talking
that
about
right? Or
okay. You're talking about the young black girl that was there that
yes,
night.
yeah.
Okay,
Was she
those
working for the university or was
yes,
she
she was
just a
just well,
student?
yeah. Those are student
It's both.
employees. Yeah, they are. She's a
Right.
student, but it's one of those deals where it's one of those jobs where they work like 20 hours a week type things, a part time type deal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
yeah, I have friends who have done that, and
yeah.
yeah,
That's all it
but what
was.
I'm
Yeah,
saying is that that's like what I'm saying is like that's not it's not 100% one way or the other. Like if it was 100% she worked for the university, it's like yeah, shitty. It's not
mm,
again, it's not great. It's not great if she's a student either. But what I'm saying is
yeah.
it's a different context because they're peers, and we don't know what kind of conflicts they've had. Kind of coming into this situation. It's like I'm not saying it's justified. I'm not
Does
saying it's
that
justified.
matter though? Does it matter?
It can.
I
I
don't
mean, I
think
think it
so.
can.
I don't think so. My
Just for
personal
the
opinion.
understanding of the situation. I'm just saying,
Okay,
like, character profile. Because if her
so
character is in question and that's why she's getting expelled,
okay,
then
so
that's why it would matter.
here's what okay. If she would have came in just drunk and disorderly and was confrontational with the young lady that was on the desk that night and or campus police and just and or local law enforcement, if she had just been confrontational, drunk, belligerent, yada yada yada, and never said anything that was racial in nature or thing, she may or may not have been expelled, right? But with her
Mhm.
being racially whatever in this environment that we are in today, that was a cherry on top of this whole
See, but
Sunday,
that's what
right?
annoys me, is it should be the
I
other way
understand.
around.
I
It
get it.
should be
I
yeah.
understand. I don't argue with you.
That's why I have the knee-jerk response that I have. Like, I think this
Yeah.
girl should be expelled. For everything that I know of
Sure.
right now,
Sure.
I agree. She's in the wrong. She should be expelled. I just
100%.
can't believe that the story is that, the 200 thing because this is what it allows though, is
Yeah.
now, people who are uninformed on this issue are going to listen or read the letter from
Yeah.
the mother and they're going to say like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. This is cancel culture. I can't believe it." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's not necessary. It's like sure, it's an aspect of the story, and I get it. It sounds really good in a headline, but like really, the headliner is that she she beat up like three people over the course of
Yeah.
a drunken stupor. You know,
Well, I'll
get her
say
out.
this. I'll say this, right? Here's what when the mother wrote this. Now, I will just tell you right now, this what was it? This change.org or whatever petition has been subsequently removed, right? So all we have is some screenshots to go by. But if the mother would have focused on, my daughter made some
Right.
mistakes. She was young, she got drunk, she did some really stupid things, and I don't think as a parent, I think she should be given a second chance, and we would like for her to be able to be re-enrolled in the college and so forth. I think if she would have did that, it wouldn't have been as bad. But
Right.
when she makes this statement, what is one word
I can
compared to
still
someone's
do it.
entire
I'll whip it out
future?
when I need to.
Hang on here. What is this? I got a $5 tip here. Says I have loved the star. Says thanks for keeping me company in the morning. Well, you're more than welcome. I'm glad I'm
Oh.
able to do that for you. But when the mother makes this statement, what is one word compared to someone's entire future? I'm sorry, I kind of my caring goes right out the window. And I'm all,
It's
Max,
well,
I'm
but
all about second chances.
I know, and I am too. And but that's what I'm
But
saying is this is where this is coming from. And
yeah,
again, I agree with the way that things have worked, but I think that she does have a point
yeah.
in what is one word compared to a future. That does speak to me. I think that that is a cogent argument considering that that's like the things that people are upset by are the 200 words. And I would even increase that to say what is 200 words versus somebody's future.
Well,
You
what
know
I
what I
will say,
mean?
okay, but here's my problem. Why draw back attention to that? You see what I'm
Because
saying?
she knows it's I think she knows it's an easier argument to make. I don't I mean,
Uh,
this person's probably
here's
stupid, but, like,
well,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Like
I think the mother making the whatever it is, I can't remember what this thing is, the petition.org or whatever, right? Um, I
Max,
understand.
I
I
do
un-
not avow racism, Tony. Jeez.
Jesus. No, Tony. No, 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 no. So,
That's funny.
here's the thing. I 100% believe that the young lady should be entitled to continue her education, right? If she so wants to pursue it. But I think she has lost the right, which is the University of Kentucky's decision to make, to be able to go back there and finish it, right? Go on. There are other universities that she can go to, right? Now, it may have been her lifelong dream to go to UK. It may, she may have been a wildcat. I mean, whatever. Okay, but honey child, boo boo, when you go out and get drunk and you act a fool, there are consequences, and
Yes,
it's
I
something
agree with
you've
that.
got to learn, right? That's the whole part of college is giving these young little oatmeal brains time to form. Right. College is not about going and just partying and having fun. It's about learning and developing even more. You're supposed to be taking on more responsibilities. You're not any longer underneath your mom and daddy's roof. You're
Well, but
supposed to be.
that's kinda where I'm coming from too, is that, like, it's supposed to be a place where you are allowed to make mistakes. I mean, that's a core
Sure,
fundamental idea of learning
sure,
is failing, you know? So
sure.
that's why it's hard because it's like I always in
But
these types of things,
okay,
I am
but
always going to err on the side of the student because it's like, "Hey, they're a developing individual."
okay, I get that, Max. But here's the thing, too, right? She's a senior in college. She's 21 years of age. She went out. She got drunk. She laid hands on people. Right? If she's a senior in college, right? Which means she's getting ready to graduate, which means she's getting ready to enter into the workforce, right?
Right, so the cake
If
is
she
about to be handed to her.
exactly. So if she's doing this, right? If she goes out and she's employed by a company, right? She gets a job, and one night she goes out and she gets drunk and she lays hands on, gets into a bar fight, gets a DUI, whatever it is that happens, right? Do you think that company's necessarily going to keep them on, or are they going to say, "Oh, you're cut bait and go on"?
No, I agree. I
Okay,
agree.
so
I don't think they would. Yeah, I
she
don't think
has
so.
to learn from her actions. Have to have consequences. Now, do I think she's going to get 13 years and incarcerated because of these charges she's facing? No. Let's be realistic. She's not.
Yeah, that's not yeah.
She's probably going to get a few years of probation. Mom and daddy's going to have to pay some money. And I hope she gets a ton of community hours where she's out here having to pick up trash in the ditch or washing
Exactly.
police cars or whatever it is that, or here's better yet. How about she has to go and work at a damn soup line or a food bank serving those less fortunate? That's really, I think is, what do they call that?
I guess
Karma. But, I,
yes, and
dude,
I agree with that, but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying is, like, why not do those things? Like, give like, I I I don't know, maybe,
Because here's what it is, and this it's there are things that we can do. We can screw. We all make mistakes. You make mistakes. I make mistakes every day. We mishandle things. Maybe we say something that we shouldn't say, or we say something in a way as to upset somebody and
we've
feelings
all
get hurt.
called Offminator some things, okay?
Yes,
We've all said some things.
sure we have all said something or caused someone hurt feelings. That
Right,
happens, right? Sticks and stones break my bones. Words will never hurt me. That type of thing, right?
right.
That happens. Okay. But when you're out here and you're getting out of control, because this girl was obviously out of control. The video shows that she was out of control. She was out of her mind, blasted, drunk, and who knows what else potentially she had in her system that night. So when you do things like that, there's real world repercussions.
Yes.
And that's the problem, right? And you have to understand this, and you have to learn this, right? It's just like, you know, and when I was in high school back in the 80s, right, there was a kid there that got busted, right, and he sold a bunch of drugs to an undercover cop, and it was, you know, cocaine, because, you know, at the time that was a drug of choice in the 80s, right? It was a little bit of blow, and it ruined his life, right? He didn't get finished graduating high school, right? Because he was incarcerated, you
Well,
know,
that
you
is a
know,
that is a different situation though, because
is
you're
it?
selling to people. I believe it is, because you're selling to people. Like because
You
there's a
broke the law.
reason then
She
for the
broke the
university.
law.
No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, I'm on board with that. But what I'm saying is
Okay.
that's a different scenario. Like I can understand the university looking at somebody who sells drugs and not wanting them to be on campus because they don't want them to do harm to their other students. I get the
Uh,
violence thing.
okay, hang
I
on.
get the violence thing.
She
Go
caused
ahead.
harm to other students. She came in and
I
assaulted them.
I
You see what I'm saying?
yes.
Now I
I get it.
understand.
No, no, no. I
Okay,
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
selling drugs to go around and hitting somebody and calling them some bad words, right? How do they
While you're
measure up?
intoxicated. Yeah, while you're intoxicated, which I know is
Yeah.
not an excuse, but I'm just saying that like
And here's a question too,
it's a
right?
different context. Yeah.
Was she driving while she was? We don't know. She could have very
We
well
don't know.
driven intoxicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully
No,
she
I mean,
didn't.
hey,
Hopefully she didn't. Hopefully she had some friends that, you know, got her, you know, whatever. But here's the
right.
thing: there was, from the video that I remember watching, because back when this happened, we first talked about this like however many months ago, was 6 months ago, whatever. Watched it. There was no video of no friends in there trying to stop whatever. She was by herself. So
Hmm.
that's, I don't know.
That's
My
problematic in and of itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of reasons why the university felt like they needed to let her
yeah,
go. I mean, because now I'm thinking too, like, what if they didn't know about the prior offense from what was it, high school?
yeah,
Um, like, what if they didn't know about that and then this came out and then, just because of like the news story being what
right.
it is, then I guess it's hard. My knee-jerk reaction is always, like I said, to the student. Whenever I see like a student getting canceled from a university, my my immediate thought is like, you guys accepted this person in. They're not an employee. You are supposed to be providing them with a service, and it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It leaves a sour kind of taste in my mouth. But I in this particular instance, I guess
And
it's
I
justified.
don't know if
I
I
really
said,
can't. You can't defend this person
no,
really.
no. And I don't know if I said this or not, but I don't think this is probably the most condemning aspect about this young lady, right? I don't know if I even made this mention that right. But she was like an influencer because she had brand deals with different clothing companies and stuff. And of course, all these clothing companies severed their relationships with her as well. So her being an influencer alone, off with her head,
Well,
right? You know, off
learning
with her head.
lesson, everybody. Learning lesson. If you if you fuck around, you will
You're
find
going to
out.
find
You
out
know.
exactly 100%. So anyway, she's got. So I don't know exactly when her court case. Let's see if this article says when the court case is going to be. Because I know they had their preliminary. Because there's all these preliminary and all this other stuff. Let's see. She pleaded not guilty. The initial hearing. Um, so that's it. So anyway, she's got the wheels of justice as far as that, whatever. And more than likely, if we're just real frank and honest about this, I'm sure her attorney is going to work out some sort of a plea deal. To where some of the stuff is going to be reduced down, and probably the felony charges are going to be reduced down to where they're misdemeanors, right? And most of it will all, the big one, the felony charge, which was the assault against the law enforcement officer, that one I'm more likely they'll get tossed, and she's probably just going to be facing like drunk and disorderly, and maybe the misdemeanor assaults. And she's probably going to, like I say, she's probably going to wind up just getting like a year or two of probation and some community service. And mom and daddy's going to dig out their pocketbooks and pay some fines and restitution. Um,
Well, I'm sure it'll all be fine for her. She can.
sure,
It sucks that she's got to uproot. Like you said, actions have consequences.
exactly.
I think if she had just hurled 200 n words, I would be sitting here and just like avidly being like, "This is ridiculous. Come on."
Exactly.
Like,
As
she
much
should
as,
like maybe some community service hours on behalf of like the university if they want
yeah,
her to apologize. Maybe I
yeah,
would entertain that. But
yeah.
like expelling her just for that is like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
like I
different
get it. It's
it is
bad, but
it is a
come on.
different conversation, and
Yeah.
as much as I would have to hold my nose in saying it, I agree with you a little bit that just because she hurled some words at somebody, her whole future and career should probably,
Right.
uh,
That was my point.
but there
It was
again,
just that.
but knowing that she has a history of being just a horrible person,
This is the hard thing, man, is you can't defend
I
anybody these
can't
days.
champion her. I
Yeah.
can't defend her. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Listen, just because you come from an affluent family and just because you have blonde hair and blue eyes and you think you're pretty
Well, that's
doesn't
points
mean,
against you. Yeah.
yeah,
That's points against
you don't get to just ride around acting like a asshole. It just that's
you. Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
just be nice to people. Is it that freaking hard? Even if they
Or
are
just don't say
oatmeal
anything.
brains. Even
Yeah,
if
as
they
my
are
mom used
oatmeal
to say, "Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up," you know?
exactly. I deal with oatmeal brains all the time. And just because they're oatmeal brains, and I know they're oatmeal brains, doesn't mean that I have to just shit on them. You just acknowledge, okay, you're an oatmeal brain. You say this to yourself. You don't have to tell them that. You just tell yourself, okay, this person's an oatmeal brain. Which, by the way, you can get get your oatmeal brain shirt
I was waiting for the plug. Yes,
in the
Peepaw, yes.
Peepaw merch store. Do
Get the
explanation
shirts, they're
mark.
really good.
Yeah, you do the explanation mark merch there in the chat. They'll send you a link. Go right there. $20. It's cheap. It's
I'm getting it.
cheap. It's cheap. It's a cheap shirt, guys. $20. Come on, give up your Starbucks for one day. The money's going for a good cause, right? Because the money's going back into the community. Every dime I make, everything goes straight to the community. I'm not touching it. But anyway, I forgot my whole train of thought. Doesn't matter.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
They're oatmeal brains. These people are oatmeal brains just because they're oatmeal brains. You don't have to tell them they're oatmeal brains. You tell yourself you're oatmeal brains, and then you give them no more consideration past that. You just look at them and smile and nod your head because they're just there's no reasoning with them. There's
Yeah.
no they do not possess the ability to have a cohesive and
Well,
logic
this is the issue is people can't get
conversation.
out of their own way,
Yeah,
They just keep on making worse and worse decisions,
yeah.
finding themselves in terrible situations. And I mean, I do have to say it is a little bit embarrassing that your mom has to come to your own defense. Like
Oh,
you're, if you are an adult in this
yeah.
situation, then it's like, I mean, maybe don't try to hide behind,
Well,
mommy and daddy
I'm
with a
not
bunch of money
I'm not gonna
in
say
this
a whole lot
circumstance.
because I'm fixing to be 55, and if someone says something that my mom, who is 75, feels is out of pocket, she's still going to defend her little boy.
Oh, of course. Of
So
course. Yeah, I
that's
guess I
just
get
what
it.
mommies
She's
do,
allowed to
right?
speak. That's fair. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
but you're allowed to defend your daughter. I understand that, mom,
Has she
but
made a statement? Has the student made a statement?
I don't. I'm sure she probably has. I just didn't care to hear what she had to say
Yeah, that's fair. It was
because here
probably the N word about 200 more times.
It's probably some sort of influencer type apology. She's probably even wearing a gray hoodie. And,
Mhm. I can't believe this cancel culture, she says from a locked account.
yeah, I don't, I, you know what? Here's the thing. If this is the worst thing that happens to you, hun, consider yourself
You got it
lucky.
good.
You
Yeah,
consider
you got it
yourself
good.
lucky and take it as a painful learning lesson. And the lesson is that you just cannot treat people like garbage because you think you're above everybody because you're not. Because guess what, honey? Every morning you get up and you put your pants, legs, or your whatever it is, you put on your clothes just like every other person out there. You're no better than anyone else. You're not special. You're just another average person walking. Money does not
I
make
can
you
still
special.
do it, and I'll whip it
Oh,
out
hang on here.
when I need to.
I got a tip from Banana Grabber, $1. Does this student have a GoFundMe? I'm ready to empty my bank account. Got to stop together. You know, maybe so. I don't know if she has a GoFundMe or not.
$1 for every N-word. Here we go.
Exactly. Give her $1 for every N-word that she shouted, right? So anyway, listen, I'm gonna get off of here.
Okay. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you later.
No.
Oh.
Plug your stuff, Max.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so easiest way, or go do now recording. We're going to be putting out a video that I've been working on really hard. It just got done. I uploaded it. We're setting the tags up. It'll be out within the next couple of days. It's a really, really good episode about a guy that you guys all know who did fake his mother's death. So it's an in-depth look in that, and that'll be interesting. I'm sure you guys already know what I'm talking about. And then you can follow me on Twitter, at D_Max_HS. And I like to poke fun at Peepaw, so you don't want to miss my tweets, because I'm the only one who stands up to this guy, you know?
Hang on a second.
And his evil ways, his uninnocent evil ways.
Yeah, let's talk about just real briefly here, because I don't want to.
Okay.
Let me do this here. So I treat you fairly here, so you can see.
Oh, okay. Am I getting called out?
Oh,
see, this is the kind of evil ways I'm talking about.
What is this?
Oh, really? You want to? Okay. You want to go? Okay. I was going to let this go.
You're bragging.
I was going to let
this
this
right?
Go. Dragging? I'm dragging.
You're not.
You
dragging.
think? Okay. I want you to understand something. I work in Final Cut Pro. All right. All of those
That's your
individual
first
little. Well, okay. I don't need the shots for that, people. But no, you listen here, all right? All of those individual little clips that are above the initial timeline, each of those have they're grouped together. So there's effects that go into that. There's I have put a considerable amount of time and energy into this edit. It is much more than 30 minutes, sir. Much more. Okay. So when this video comes out, you're gonna eat crow, because this is a very intense video.
No. Have you ever heard of this little software package called DaVinci?
Yeah.
That's what I used to do.
DaVinci.
That's what I used for my video editing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Cut Pro.
What do you mean? Final Cut Pro is really good. Have you ever used it? It's the premier editor for compositing. What do you mean? It's literally the industry standard.
I'm getting sick to my stomach. Hang on a second.
Oh, come now. Are you kidding me? Look. All right. How about this? Can we break bread at least that Premiere sucks?
We can come to that middle ground, because that's what I used to. I used to use Premiere, and it's just a pain in the keister. And so I was looking for and so DaVinci, I was like, I tried it. I really
It's free. It's really good.
Free.
Yeah.
I'm actually toying with buying the license so that you get all the bells and whistles, right? So you get the full special effects packages, and you can add in other effects and things just like you can with Premiere, right?
Yeah.
The thing about
DaVinci is great.
The thing about DaVinci is it's a one-time thing, right? You get a lifetime, right? But Premiere, they went to
so is Final Cut.
But yeah, but
it's a preference thing. Okay. The floating timeline is a nice feature. Not a lot of things have that. The way that you can just put infinite amounts of those clips in the thing. I mean, sure, it slows down. Sure, it's kind of a pain in the ass to open. Sure, the UI is not necessarily great, and sure, it does not crash. It never crashed. I've almost never had it crash on me. And also, it saves as it goes. There's no save button. That's something that saved my ass before, is that even when it does crash in certain circumstances.
You know what I'm thinking about?
What?
I was thinking about that other one. Was it Vega?
Vegas. No, this isn't Vegas. This is Final Cut Pro. This is yeah. No, Vegas sucks. Vegas sucks even worse than Premiere.
So D-Max just bought a oatmeal hoodie. Thank you, D-Max.
I did. This was me trying to stall so that I could just have that show up. There you go. I got one. I got one, folks. Am I the first?
Actually, I was the first. I bought the very first one, because I actually bought one before it went live, and it's on its way out.
But
I didn't wait. Most time I wait to get the product in because I didn't want to pull a boogie, right?
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
but because I bought these style shirts before because I actually have one, I know the quality is good,
Yeah.
and I know that the original artwork was extremely high quality. So I feel
Empress did a great job.
yeah, I feel confident that the shirts will be great. I really do.
Yeah.
But no,
It's one
I
of
was
those
just
designs
yeah,
too, where it's
yeah,
like even if it comes out a little bit in the wash,
yeah,
like it
yeah,
almost kind of helps.
yeah,
Like it kind, you know what I mean? Like it like
sure,
aids like the kind of
yeah.
style
It
that it's
kind
going
of
for.
yes,
I'm really
exactly.
excited about this
Yeah.
shirt. I really like the shirt design.
But anyway, yeah, but no, 100% check out D-Max because uh I bust his balls, but guys, he is 100%. He is a very talented, extremely
30
talented.
minutes. How dare you people? You have any idea how I am an editor at heart, okay? I actually do not spend a lot of time in my edits if it doesn't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
And like 30 minutes, are you this was multiple hours,
I
blood,
know,
sweat and tears,
I know,
having to dredge through some of the most disgusting,
I
ridiculous,
know,
most vile
I
stuff that's
know.
ever been on the internet. How
Yeah.
dare you? How dare
Oh, yeah. No, seriously though, go. I know because I've been talking to Max over the last several days, and I know he's been pouring a lot of time into that. And so when that video drops over there for the on the now recording, it's going to be a little bit different than what we're used to from the boys, because I know Max has spent a lot of time really polishing it up and making it, and it's you guys are going to see just how talented he really is because uh, I've known it. All right, I still go back and watch his old stuff, uh, and I still find things here and there. But anyway, let me get out of here. I'm running out of time. I'm overtime actually, guys. I'm way over time. But I love just spending time with you guys. I can't wait till I'm retired and we can just do this every morning and there is no time limit on it. We can just hang out and talk all day, right? So, but in closing, real quick, Toxic Piplup, episode 2, Fribbles. This one's got Matt Pitt. Of course, he's got Banana Grabber back as a host. Matt Pitt, I think, I'm not sure who else is on here. Okay, Doug and Liana. Looks like Liana and Brick's on this one too. I haven't watched the video. I haven't watched the episode yet. I didn't have time yesterday. I ran out of time. But don't don't hold that against me. We put the link right here into the chat. Bada bing, there you go. Make sure you, if you haven't, go check it out. So Toxic Pip Club's channel. Um, these things, I thought the first one was very well done, very entertaining. I hear this one's even better. I hear Matt Pitt kind of maybe goes on the rails of the crazy train a little bit there, as Banana can make people do. He's very good at making people go crazy. But anyway, I've got to get out of here. Recapping, good news. Uncle Tommy C's back. He's going to be able to stream. I'm sure he's probably going back and forth with her on Twitter. He's Tommy. He's going to do what he does. Anyway, so look forward to that stream tonight. Hopefully this young girl, hopefully she'll be able to turn her life around. Hopefully she will learn from this. And hopefully it makes her a better person. Something tells me I doubt that it will, because I think that she has. Anyway, but on that note, have a great day. Oh, Thursday. It's Thursday. Oh, Dave's gonna fire me and hire me in at half pay. Thursday should have Nicholas Diorio tonight. Hopefully, I haven't talked to Dave, so hopefully that's all. Usually it's about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. Watch Twitter. Watch Dave's Twitter. Watch my Twitter. Watch Nick's Twitter for any news updates and all that kind of stuff. And as always, guys, keep your powder dry, and I will see you in the funny paper.